For Look Ahead, I used to bar manage. That was my role for 16 years working in hospitality, and I felt like I had some translatable skills. I spent a lot of time helping customers with like home applications and DWP forms, and I thought, well, I can actually do this as a job and actually help people, because I didn't really think I was benefiting it while doing it at the bar. So I've kind of moved over to actually supporting people directly now.
I think you could say that this was more of a vocation than a career step as such. I dabbled in many different things: hospitality, film, gardening, many different things, which probably has stood me in good stead to bring into the role at different times as well.
I worked in John Lewis part-time, and I was a part-time estate agent, and it was someone that I knew that had sort of said, you know what, I think you'd be great sort of supporting people, particularly sort of the younger generation. There was quite a lot going on in my area, what we're seeing today in terms of sort of knife and gun crime. So essentially I thought it'd be quite nice to get in and, be able to talk to children and hopefully deter them from crime.
Previously worked in the motor trade for about 15 years, and I decided, having done that for quite a long time, been quite successful, that I wanted to do something completely different, and I wanted to work essentially with mental health.
My first job in the world of housing and support was working in a homeless persons unit in Westminster, helping rough sleepers off the streets, trying to get them into places like Look Ahead. In fact, Look Ahead were one of the organisations we used to refer to. That was my very first job in housing.
Unfortunately, I'd led an erratic lifestyle and I was in active addiction myself until age 38. They allowed me to find a pathway that brought forward some of my transferable skills and gave me a purpose, and that supports my own recovery.
I studied clinical psychology, so I have a master's degree in clinical psychology, and I was looking for opportunities regarding that area, and in Portugal it's not very easy at that moment, so I decided to do a change, and I came actually to the UK.
It's funny, actually, when I first started at Look Ahead, I started off at Colebrook Hostel, so the homelessness service, and I was only there for about 2 weeks. I don't even think it was that long, and an opportunity came up at the refuge, and obviously domestic abuse is quite a big part of my life and background, and being a service user myself once upon a time, I kind of got it, and Yvette offered me a chance to have a look and see how it went, so I did some shadowing and I haven't left. I'm still there. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've got a good understanding of the customers and what they're going through being in a refuge. I've been on both sides of the door. So yeah, it just makes it easier for me to engage with them and approach them and deliver support.
Social issues, one of the big issues that clients face in the community once they discharge from hospital. And so I was very interested, and then I tried to explore the voluntary sector, and Look Ahead appealed to me because of the values they have, and it's correlate with the values of the NHS as well, like partnership work and caring.
Working is for complex needs, yes, so they're really like diverse, mental health issues, drug addiction, alcohol, some have attempted suicide, and there's others who've just been kicked out of their homes by their wives. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Some they come from deprivation, and a lot of them are really difficult. But oddly enough, I've always liked difficult people, so that doesn't put me off at all. I'm not fazed by that at all. If anything, I'll always pick the difficult customers. If someone says I can't work with that person, I'll say I'll do it, because I always want to see if I can do it.
So I suppose what attracted me is not just working with people, but working with a client group which has really been marginalised from society. We at my service particularly work with the people that everyone else seems to have forgotten about.
I really always wanted to help people, so after university I was thinking, what am I good at? And I really love helping people and working with people. So the opportunities to work with young people is what really pushed me to apply for the role.
So I was studying psychology at university, and towards the end of my degree I knew that I wanted to work in mental health. Mental health recovery work was really dead on, like somewhere I needed to start, and no 2 days are the same. It's a really fast-paced environment, but it's really, really interesting.
I think that Look Ahead has an ability to change, which I think is really important. it's not static as an organisation. It's constantly adapting to its environment. It's trying to learn. It's trying to get better. I think it offers a huge amount of opportunity to staff, whether they want to stay as frontline workers and support our vulnerable client group, or whether they have aspirations to become senior managers. I'm living proof of that Look Ahead encourage succession planning and development from within. So I think whichever option you're interested in, there are great opportunities to work in a very dynamic organisation.
Through my whole experiences at Look Ahead and each of the services and my developments, I've always taken away that I will always make sure that now as a manager that the staff I manage are treated well, are respected, and they're listened to. And I think it's really important that not just Look Ahead, but every service recognises that staff are the most important thing as well as the customers, because if the staff fall, so do the customers.
One of my motivation in working in this sector is to work with people. And there was a scary moment in my progression where I felt that once I started working in leadership, I would not be able to work with customers. But, to my, pleasant surprise, that's not the case, because the customer service is still very much the pivot of what we do.
I love everything about it. I think from CEO all the way down to support workers, we have amazing staff members, and I feel that everybody is included and everybody understands what their role is and how that's going towards what we want to achieve each year and our goals and as a business. So it's very inclusive, and I think that this is the right place for me to work, because particularly the type of person that I am, I'm not quiet in any way, and I'm quite individual. Obviously I have my piercings and my coloured hair and my stretched ears and all the rest of it, and I'm completely accepted here, even though I'm completely different to the rest of my team. Everybody's loving and caring and accepting and wants me to achieve.
So even though I'm in the same organisation, I always had the opportunity to grow and to change to feel challenged in a way when I wanted to feel challenged, and then to finally land in the job of my dreams.
I guess Look Ahead's culture is very much the customers are our focus and the centre of what we do, and I think that is seen throughout the organisation, which I really like. I've been on so many training sessions with Look Ahead, and really positive ones and really forward thinking, really trying to get the best out of staff for our customers.
There are a variety of more specialist trainings, and one of the best ones that we have in Look Ahead are called the EBE trainings. So EBE stands for Expert by Experience trainings, and they are the best because they are co-delivered by a professional and someone with lived experience. So the great things about this is that not only the staff member will be able to ask direct questions to someone who has actually lived experience about the training that they're providing, but also it gives an opportunity to customers who are almost at the end of their recovery journey to actually feedback and to help staff to show them the best way that they would like to be supported.
For me, the best training is the actual experience of providing the support. I would encourage every support worker to try and access different services, work with different vulnerabilities, work with different teams, because that groundwork experience I think is more invaluable than anything else.
If I think about what my teams have to deal with on a daily basis in their services, going home at the end of the day after a really stressful, difficult day, I think it's quite powerful if they go home in the knowledge that their manager thinks they're doing a great job. And I think that's why rewards and recognitions is so incredibly important. We try very hard at Look Ahead to give us the tools to do that. We have quarterly awards where we can nominate people.
I recently won an award for an outstanding service, and for me that was the highlight of my career in Look Ahead, to be recognized for something that you do naturally and you just think you're just doing your job, and to be recognized for that, I think it just shows another value that Look Ahead place on their employees.
I've got an amazing team actually. We're kind of like the jack of all trades, I think. Each one of us have got a thing, you know, we've got a mental health person, we've got a wellbeing person, we've got an IDVA, we've got someone that's in child sexual exploitation. So we've kind of created a role within the team for each individual. They're a fast-paced working team, they have to be. If they don't know something, so an immigration issue, they will educate themselves, find out the way and get the work done. Yeah, they're very motivated, very passionate as well.
It's just getting better, getting bigger as well, because when I started it was relatively small, and others joined in and they're helping out, bringing to the table, and it's really it's an array of skills, I'd say, which really helps out in the type of environment we work in, because every person can work on different things whilst also coming together and working on the same thing together. So I feel like it's really helpful. Yeah, the team's really good.
So currently I work for RBKC Complex Needs Services. It's an amazing team, so a very big team, 28 together. Very diverse, very motivated, high-spirited, caring and supportive team. So they're very people-centered, and we really support each other. So a very strong team spirit.
It's nice working for a company that everybody is included and everybody seems to be working towards the same goal, and it's nice to be a part of that and feel like you're part of a team and then a bigger team than the whole business. And even Chris knows who I am and will always smile and will always talk to me, and it's nice because I've worked in other places where your CEO is so separate to everything, or your seniors are so separate, and everybody seems to have a general respect and understanding of whoever you are, no matter if you're at the bottom or you're at the top. I feel like everybody is respected.
The most challenging part of the job, I think it's hearing about some of the difficulties some of our staff have from day to day. You know, I see all the safeguarding reports, serious incident reports. I hear about a lot of the tragic stories that things that happen to customers when things don't go right, because often things do go right and we make a difference in people's lives, but sometimes people are so damaged we can't. And I think those information and hearing stuff like that is really difficult.
You will find customers that are challenging, that may not engage as easy as others, and that can be quite difficult. You may come across people that are not in the right frame of mind and could be a risk to themselves, and you may hear some quite sad stories and watch people go through some real struggles, but be their rainbow in the cloud, you know? That's what you've got to remember. You can help them, just little bit by little bit by little bit, you can get there.
Sometimes things will not go according to plan, and it can take a toll on you, and especially at a professional level, at a personal level as well, because of expectations that you build with the customer as well. But you need to be mindful that sometimes things will not go according to plan, and relapse happens, and it is part of life, and still you need to bounce back, and the customer needs to bounce back, and they need to believe that you believe as well.
Someone breaking a cycle of homelessness and moving into a flat, I don't think it really gets much better than that.
I think it's amazing when you see a resident, progressing, doing something that they've always wanted to do, and that may not be very big, but something really small, but they've always wanted to do it. That's really rewarding. But then also seeing a staff member that maybe started and is not very confident and get really confident within their role and then go on to develop within the organisation, that's a really good thing to see.
You have to be so brave to just get up in the morning and dust yourself down when you've experienced some of the trauma in our guys' histories. And that's what we work on, baby steps to break the negative cycle. Because they're used to being the bad guy, they're quite happy with being told they never amount to much. It's much more scarier to say that you might do something well. And the fear of failure is huge with our guys, so by giving them lots of opportunities and planting seeds of self-belief, it's amazing what happens.
When we helping a supporting customer and they living a fulfilling life and their health is good, that's a good achievement and successful outcome for us, and we feel happy about it. And it's a rewarding career as well. I say to my staff members, you're here, it's not only because of money is essential, but also it's rewarding that you're helping and benefiting other people and customers.
My favourite part of the current role is to see lives turning around, is when you see the hopeless having hope again and people finding harmony in their lives and finding purpose again. It's tremendously satisfying.
To be open to be open-minded and to be open to new experiences, because that is what Look Ahead will offer you.
Not to be basing your opinion of someone on what the referral states, right? This is where we put up our own barriers. We let our own our judgment, our preconceived ideas get in the way of being able to offer support. Someone isn't their referral. That's a piece of paper that lists generally the most negative things about a person. And what I don't think you're going to be finding on a referral is the things that they're great at, things they really enjoy doing, them as a person.
When you wake up, bring your A game all the time. Get ready to, expect the unexpected, basically, Scouts Honor. Ask a lot of questions, definitely. If you were to go into your service, don't be shy about asking your team leader, your manager, or even staff members around you, questions on how you're doing this, what exactly it is they're doing as well on a day-to-day basis, because they're more than willing to actually help you out with that. And I did that, and I learned really quickly on the job.
I have no expectations really, just be open to what comes, be open to the client group, not to be judgmental, because that can be so easy.
Just have patience. Like, they're not going to come out of the shell overnight. They've already given their life story to the person at the council and the person that supported them before and before. Some of these people have had 5 key workers and don't want to give their life story again. So yeah, just patience, find a common goal.
Realise your power and your ability to change people's lives, because it's huge.
Welcome to Look Ahead.
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 Welcome to Look Ahead.